Welcome back to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and you can reach Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. We are here with J.R. Huizar, owner of M&M Movers. If you need help moving, they can be reached at themastersofmoving.com or themastersofmoving@gmail.com or call them directly, 844-966-MOVE.
I really enjoy hearing how other business owners got started and really being able to share your knowledge about your business and who you are. And so I noticed when you walked in, it says M&M. So Masters of Movers is the M&M, not necessarily your kids.
Right.
But with your kids, all of them being named M, are you thinking about that maybe one day they would take over the business?
Well, fingers crossed. We'll see. Yeah.
Behind the desk, hopefully, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not in the trucks.
Yeah, it's hard work. So you not only own the business, but you...
Meaning I do a lot of other things like estimates and, deal with claims and stuff like that. But
Oh, claims. That's not a word I like to hear, ever.
Yeah, me either. But, it's
we'll definitely get into that because I'm so interested in that also. I mean, these days, I'm actually going to be leaving to help a daughter move. I have 7 kids. So, and what happens there is she calls up, Mom, I need to move.
In Montana, yes.
Yeah, I said, Mom will be there. It's only a 16-hour drive, and I'll bring the dolly. But, I mean, when it comes to my house or anything else, or especially my office, I was saying for commercial, I'm not going to get my employees to move, and then all the electronics and computers. So do you do it all? Do you do homes? Do you do...
Yeah, we do it all. We do anywhere from college kids going to college or coming home after college, senior living.
Okay.
Senior living's big.
Yeah, it's huge. We do a lot of them. And we do, a lot of times people are getting bigger homes and moving up and getting bigger places when they're a young family that's growing. And I notice once the kids are out of college and get married and stuff like that, then wife and husband downsize back to a smaller home. So it's not always a bigger house. Sometimes it is downsizing, divorces, separations, stuff like that as well.
So how did COVID affect? Because I know a lot of people were moving away from the Bay Area, and then they were moving out to the Valley where they can get a bigger house.
Right.
So was there a lot of influx of moving from the Bay Area into the Valley, and did it turn around? I had an employee that's moved, lost her job in San Francisco, and the minute they told her, oh, you can come back, she was right back to San Francisco. So have you noticed a trend from one area to the other? What's going on out there?
So with COVID, initially when COVID hit, we're used to the moving season. Moving season is basically, when kids get out of school somewhere in May, all the way through October. So, December, January, February, it's kind of really slow. But that year, it went all the way till June. The winter season basically doubled. And because everybody was scared. Nobody wanted us in their homes.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it was the phone stopped ringing. People started canceling, rescheduling, and just it stopped ringing.
Wow.
So it brought us, we're really close with closing our doors permanently that year.
Yeah.
But once people were over it and they're just wear a mask. Just make sure you guys are not sick.
Well, but that's got to be kind of hard, though, too. If you're wearing a mask and you're moving, it's limiting the breathing as you're moving things.
We were doing whatever it took.
Yeah.
Whatever it took.
Not to mention the sweat and everything. It's not easy.
So then a lot of people were working remote. So a lot of people were renting U-Hauls and leaving the state, and people were moving from the Bay Area out here because now they could work from home. It was whatever we didn't do in the first few months, we doubled on the back end. It was great because I kind of bounced back.
Oh, okay.
I see most people coming from the Bay Area because it's more affordable out here. Mm-hmm. And we do have a small percentage going back to the Bay Area because just the commute for them isn't. If you're not working from home and if you don't have that
a lot of employers reverse that. They're going no.
Right.
Working from home is not working any longer. We need someone here in the office.
Yeah. So you're listening to J.R. Huizar, owner of M&M Moving Company, on the Small Business Voice on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. And you can contact M&M Movers at 944-966-MOVE or email them at themastersofmoving gmail.com.
Yeah, so now with all of this moving, and you're talking about the Bay Area, and I looked, and it shows pretty much local. Would you take them out of state, or is that something that you still, are you the local mover for inside the state?
We do pretty much everything.
I think I talked to you when you were out of state before, because we've talked a lot in the past.
Yeah.
And it seems like I did catch it. Like, so you're very active in the business too, correct?
Extremely.
Yeah.
So I do all the long distance moves, and my crews locally stay here. We do, local areas, 80-mile radius, but from there San Diego, Redding.
So to get the owner to move me personally, I should go out of state because
or request him.
Yeah, that's all you got to say. He's like, "Hey, JR, it's me."
Oh, yeah, hey, JR, it's me.
Yeah.
Now everybody knows that when you call JR, say JR, it's me, and then you'll get JR personally.
That's the code.
You.
Yeah.
And we were talking also about, I have 2 pianos. Pianos. Do you move pianos?
Yeah. Just having the right equipment is key.
Yeah.
And the knowledge. Pianos are extremely heavy and expensive, and nobody wants to see a piano fall off the back of a truck.
No, what you just said. I've had one of my pianos fall off a truck because my friends said, "Oh, we can move this," and it slipped, broke the leg. That leg is still broken on my piano. So maybe I should have. You know what? I should have called M&M Movers for my piano.
I had a friend of mine that worked for North American, which was a moving company a long time ago, and he had this client in New York where he said the only things that couldn't be damaged were these bottles of wine. These bottles of wine were back in the 1800s. They were priceless. He says,
irreplaceable.
No worries. I'll put those in my sleeper. They'll be fine there. He says, the other thing I have is this grand piano that was made in the 1800s. It's made out of wood. I mean, it was white. Apparently it was priceless. Right. It was just... So he says, all right. He goes, we can take care of that. So he gets his crew to move the piano. They get it on the truck. One of the straps broke.
Oh, my God.
And the piano went down the truck, off the back of the truck.
Oh, my God.
And shattered in a million pieces. And my friend Jeff said that he saw steam or saw smoke coming from his ears. He was so mad. He got chased around the truck a few times by the guy. And the police had to come out, and he was asked never to come back again.
That's a horror story.
Yeah.
You never want to. As a mover, you never want to hear.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure he felt terrible about that. Like it just because it's irreplaceable. You can't do anything.
Yeah, it's key is to have the right equipment.
Yeah.
And have the knowledge to do it, and never leave an item by itself.
And the right insurance, like. I'm curious, being in insurance, what kind of insurance does a mover have? I mean, is it for theft? Is it for damage? Is it
So the state of California requires you to have 3 different policies. I have 4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I go the extra mile, right? You have to have workman's comp for the guys, right? You have to have commercial auto for the truck, and you have to have cargo insurance for the cargo. Now I go and get the general liability in case if my guy's done this, they backed up and hit a light pole and knocked it over, and that's what you have to have. And if you don't have the insurance, the proper insurance, your license gets revoked. So you want to have all that stuff, and it gets e-filed through the state. So once you go, if a mover doesn't have the insurance or if it lapses, it automatically suspends your license.
And is this a reason also to use a professional mover and not Uncle Bob and his truck?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because, a lot of times, going cheaper is going to cost you a lot more money. So
cheap gets expensive.
There's a saying that good movers aren't cheap and cheap movers aren't good. So, so it's just part of being in business. You have to be,
So with your cargo, it's while you're transporting it, and then, of course, everything else while you're moving it in. And I know when we were talking earlier, you said you were moving someone out, but their place wasn't ready yet, so it went to storage.
Right.
Do you have your own storage facility that you keep people's items until it can be moved into their new place, or do you have to get your own?
So either or. So I work with facilities locally, and my trucks are at a storage facility. So the reason I like doing that is because instead of putting you in a warehouse on a rack or something, I put you in your own locker.
Okay.
So things doesn't get mixed up, like from other customers' things. So we'll put you in our own locker and do that. Now, sometimes customers are like, we'll take care of it. We'll find our own facility so they can have access to it.
Oh, okay.
It just depends on what the clients want and their needs and their availability. If they don't want to deal with it, then we'll take it to our facility, put it in a private locker, lock it up. And I check them every day. Every day when I come in to dispatch the guys, I do my rounds. And I've never had an issue.
Okay.
I think it's really good to do it that way.
Yeah.
Nice.
So now, being self-employed, I mean, like you said, it's the guys, the movers, the training. And I'm sure you had an incident happen, correct? So
yeah, I wish I could say that. There's always, I'm not always, but there's going to be.
Up.
They pop up.
Yeah.
I was actually at a job site myself, and you know how the lamp will have a lampshade, and it has like a little marble at the top. Well, the lampshade comes off while you're moving the piece of furniture because you don't want the lampshade to break. You can put it in a box or whatever. And we were putting the lampshade back on, and I was talking to the customer. Her end table had a glass square.
Oh.
And I'm talking to her, and I'm putting the marble back on, and the marble slips out of my fingers, and it shatters the glass.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
And it's the owner in front of the customer. So, anyhow, I took the other end table, it was glass, took it to one of the local glass places. 2 days later, they had it ready, and I went.
Nice.
And installed it for her. She was happy. She was like, no big deal.
Yeah,
make it right.
Accidents are going to happen.
Yeah, you just got to make it right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you keep a good reputation. It's not like you don't ever break things, but when stuff goes wrong, you have to make it right with the client. Because that client, it's either going to call you again or refer you or going to say, don't go to these people.
Oh, yeah. What is the saying that when someone's happy, they don't tell everybody, but when something goes wrong, the entire neighborhood will know about it?
Exactly.
100%. Yeah, that is true.
JR, hey, I want to thank you for coming on. And we'd love to have you back on again in the future.
Thank you for having me. It's exciting. I've
Some
never
more
done this. So.
lamp stories would be great.
Yeah.
I have very good stories.
So if you need help moving, call M&M Movers at 844-966-MOVE or email them at themastersofmoving@gmail.com. Again, JR, thank you for coming on and being our guest.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we hope to have you on again very soon.
Yes, sir.
This is the Small Business Voice with Just Duggan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you'd like more information on becoming a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And if you'd like to find out more about how Jeanette can help you, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. Stay with us on Power Talk 1360 KFIV.
Hey y'all, what's going on? Been waiting on this all day long. When you up for anything A to Z.
This business tip is brought to you by Cispro Innovation.